Hello and welcome to another session on the mat with me, Caitlin from Pilates for Life, and welcome back to Montana. I'm just finishing rolling out my feet and then we can get started. I'm going to do a more intermediate, fast-paced session this morning, so get your mat ready. A band would be useful, but you really don't need much else. All right, I'm finishing up with my tennis ball. My feet are ready. So we'll start in standing and we're going to do a nice roll down in a split stance. So feet hip width apart and parallel. Take a little step forward with the right foot. Make sure the inner edges are parallel and off we go into the roll down. Working down through the spine first. Closing the hips and then opening the hips on the way up and restacking the spine. We'll do two more here. Remember, we're still warming up the body, so soften the knees if you need to. Last one with this foot forward. Excellent, and then we will swap, and I'll go side on for this. So this time left foot forward, inner edge is still parallel, 3 roll downs. Let those shoulders just fall forwards. Think about flexing the spine nice and evenly. One more. Nice little balance challenge here with these feet split. All right. Coming back to our hip width apart stance. We're now going to shift the weight into the left foot and bring the right leg into a knee fold. Pardon the background noises. And swap. So you can continue with just the standing on one leg if you want. Or you can bring it into a standing single leg stretch. So into the single leg stretch. Shoulders down, this is a little harder. Standing up nice and tall, make sure that weight is even between the ball of the foot and the heel. Shoulders down. Keep your nice neutral spine. Let's do a couple more of these. One more right, one more left. And we're going to go into our side reach with a squat. So we're going to take the legs wide and then hip width apart. Toes can be pointed out a little bit. Flex the hips, bend the knees. Let's do 2 more squats. Make sure the weight is more in your heels. This time we're going to go into the side reach as we come up. Lengthen over. Back into the squat. To the other side, side reach. So we're taking our spine into a nice lateral flexion. Getting the body nicely warmed up now. A little more weight in the heels for that squat, don't forget. Let's do one more to each side. Last one. Awesome. All right. Let's do some arm circles now and do a little bit of balance work. So let's bring those arms forward, circle them wide, make sure you're reaching back. This time we're going to rise up onto the balls of the feet. Leave those toes down. So we're rising as the arms come up. Lowering the heels. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's reverse this. Reach back, lift up as the heels rise. Lower the arms down the center. Feel your rib cage pulling down towards your hips. It's just going to help you from lifting the chest We want to keep the spine in neutral. One more. Let's try a little rising up with chest expansion now. Come up onto the balls of the feet, press back and hold. Whoop. And release. Let's do 4 more, rise and press back. Again, feel that rib cage pulling down. Rise up and press back, shoulders down. 2 more. And last one. And release. Awesome. We're going to come into our hip hinge now. Do some hip hinge and lunge. Let's do some upper back work first. So feet hip width apart and parallel, soften the knees, flex in the hips, arms in front of the chest, and split. Keeping your spine still, keeping your head still. Make sure the bottom arm reaches back. Let's do 4 more. Lower the arms and stand up. So I'm going to come a bit more forward now on my mat. Come into the hip hinge. Big step back with the right leg. Now bring your body into an upright position and halfway split between the front and the back foot. You need a nice wide stance for this. Hands on the hips. You want to feel a little tuck of the pelvis. Drop that right knee down and up. Really use your feet here. As you're rising up, press down into your feet. Two more on this leg. One more. And then we're going to tip forward, step in and stand up. Let's go again into the hip hinge. Left leg, big step back. Bring the torso into a nice upright position. Lower and lift that back leg. And we're really press down with the feet on the way up. Keep that little pelvic scoop. That's really just going to keep you in neutral. 2 more. And then we're going to bring it down to the mat. Last one. All the way to the mat this time. Into kneeling. And down to the end of your mat for the roll up. Just going to tilt my camera down a little bit now. There we go. All right, so roll up position. I like to start by using my band, and then I will just swap into regular roll up after a couple of these. So feet hip width apart, legs long and straight, arms straight, rounding the spine first. And then we'll go all the way back. So feel like you're reaching your legs away, tucking your tail under, opening the hips. Inhale to nod the chin, exhale to round the rest of the spine and sit up tall. Exhale to the mat. Inhale at the top. I'll do this last one with the band. Circle the arms, nod the chin, exhale up, reaching those legs away from you. Let's do 2 more. Make sure you're bringing that spine down sequentially and focusing on the hips opening on your way down to the mat. Last one. Awesome. All right, so we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to do a nice transition to do the 100. So bend the knees, hold on behind the thighs, and roll the spine down to the mat. Bring the legs to a double knee fold and glue them together. Exhale up, lift the arms. You can keep the legs here or stretch them out. Inhale, pump. Exhale. In for 5. Out for 5. Really squeeze those legs together. Halfway. 20 more. Big beats from the shoulders. Last one. Knees into the chest and come down to the mat. Nice work. Okay, let's hold on behind the thighs. Knees are bent. Nod the chin to curl up. And just do a couple of little rocks. And then transition up to sitting. Awesome. Let's face the camera. Legs a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to do some rotation. Let's start by just stacking the arms. Really flex those feet. If this is too difficult, you can prop your seat up on a yoga block or a folded towel. Exhale, rotate. Inhale back. And back. All right, this time let's have the arms out in front of the chest. Let's rotate and roll down. Rounding the spine. And then restacking the spine over to the other leg. So it's like a rotation and a roll down. We're going to progress this to the saw. All right, let's take those arms wider. We're going to rotate, roll down. We're going to reach the pinky finger to the pinky toe, reach the other arm back. Restack the spine, rotate to the other side, roll down. Pinky finger to pinky toe. Remember that back arm is going to reach behind you and up. Almost there. One more to each side. Last one. And bring those arms down. Awesome. All right. Let's come back to the end of the mat. And we're going to do some pelvic rock backs. So knees bent, feet hip width apart and parallel. Hands behind the thighs. We're going to work on flexed spine, extended spine. So let's flex. Tuck the chin and the tail. Shoulder blades separate. Now focus on opening the hips. That's going to bring you back. Breathe in. Return. Lift to neutral, now into extension, lift the chin, the chest, push the hips forward, and open. So you're opening the hips to come back, closing the hips to return, bringing the spine to neutral, round. Open the hips, close the hips, back to neutral, into extension, lift the chin, the chest, feel your rib cage lifting up and back, and now open the hips, close the hips, come to neutral. Last time, round, rock back, and back, lift to neutral, inhale up into extension, open the hips, return, and back to neutral. Nice work. All right, so let's come down onto the mat now, face down, and we're gonna do some cobra. So into your cobra position, arms parallel with the sides of the mat, legs wide and turned in, forehead down, pubic bone pressing down, exhaling up, we roll our marble, lengthen through the crown of the head, press into the hands to come up. Remember, your cobra might look a little different to mine. You might be able to keep more of your quads and your hips on the mat. Everybody is different. Remember, the first part of your cobra right here, we're not pressing into the arms. So try and get your upper back muscles to bring your head, neck, and upper back off the mat. One more. All the way down. Just leave the arms where they are, narrow the legs a little bit, tops of the feet on the floor. Into star legs, we lengthen the right leg to lift. And then lower. Try not to press into your arms. Really squeeze the seat and do not lift your hips. So you should not feel any rocking from hip to hip. One more of each. Tummy pulling in. This time try some doubles. Both legs lifting and lowering. So we're going to combine our cobra with that double leg lift now. So we're going to start with our cobra. We're going to lengthen the legs and engage them. You might get a tiny lift off. I want you to hold your body position. Just bend your elbows. Notice how my legs start to lift. My head and chest do not come down. Press up. Now, if you've got more mobility in the front of your body than I do, you're going to place your hands here by the shoulders, and you're going to get a bigger lift, bending the elbows to come down. So just adjust according to your body. So the idea is to have this nice shape of extension that enables you to kind of rock up and down. Let's do one more. Down and up, and then all the way down. Nice work. Let's take rest position. Feet together, knees wide, round the spine and sit back. And just take 3 nice deep wide breaths. Nice work. Come into 4-point kneeling. Hands under shoulders, knees under your hips. Spread those fingers. Pressing down into the heels of the hands and pulling the shoulders back. We're going to do some hip work. So we're going to take the weight over onto the right knee. Take the weight off the left knee. Pull it in. We're going to circle it out to the side. Keep circling as you reach it behind you. And then pull the knee towards the chest. Try not to move your low back when you do this. We want to keep the hips completely still. And reverse. Press your hands. Press everything else down into the mat. Lock out the hips. Take that knee on as big a journey as you can. Last one. Let's do the other side. I'll turn around. All right. This time weight onto the left knee. Take the weight off the right leg. Pull the knee in. Take the leg out to the side. Reach it behind. And then pull it through. So you're doing a nice big circle. As you take that leg out to the side, you've got to really press down into the floor. And reverse. It's hard doing this without a mirror. Hopefully I'm not moving my hips too much. Last one. Awesome. Come off the wrists. Just give them a nice roll. All right, into some sideline work. So we're going to do it the more traditional Pilates way. You're going to come into this position. If this is too much, lengthen the bottom arm and put a towel on top and rest your head on that. But we're going to try it like this today. Let's come into oyster position. So if you can put that top arm there, or you can leave it down. This is my sore shoulder, so I'm going to have use a little help here. Let's bring the feet up, and we're going to open and close our oyster. Try and keep your waist lifted. You don't want to collapse too much. So by bringing the body off the mat here and being on our elbow, we definitely make this more challenging. Let's come into oyster 3. So we're going to open, keep the top leg still as we straighten, bend, and close. So watch this top thigh stays completely still as you straighten, bend, close. 3 more. straighten, bend, close. Last one. And close. Lower the legs. Let's stretch them straight out. We'll do a little lift and lower to finish this side. Leg comes up to hip height and we go up and down. Just going to do a few of these, giving the hips a little bit of a workout. 2 more. Last one. We're going to do the same on the other side. So roll over or change ends. Coming onto my right hand here. Legs in oyster position. This side I can have the hand on my hip. Remember, feet are lifted and we start to open and close. Your whole side body is off the mat. If that's too difficult, lengthen the bottom arm. Pop a folded towel on top and rest the head on the towel like we normally do. This is just a bit of a harder variation. All right, let's go into our oyster 3. So we open, keep the top thigh still as we straighten, bend, bringing the top foot to the bottom foot and close. Open, straighten, bend and close. Suddenly it's got quite bright outside. Open, straighten, bend and close. 2 more. Get as much open as you can and really hold it. Last one. Lower everything, straighten those legs out, bring the top leg to hip height and lift and lower for 8. Body stays nice and still, waist is lifted. 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Oh, lower it down. Excellent work. All right, come into a sitting position. We're going to finish with some rolling, some lovely seal. Today I put a nice towel under my mat, so I've got a nice amount of cushioning. Come to the end of your mat, leave lots of space behind you. Balance up on your sit bones, bring those arms through to the outside of your ankles. You're going to look down, tuck the pelvis, allow the shoulder blades to separate, and roll. Enjoy your roll. Make sure you continue to look down as you roll. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Whew. And you're done. Thanks for joining me. I hope to see you guys soon. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and to like my video if you liked it. Have a good one.